tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go, tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go, tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go, tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
This is Vitali. He's 10 years old, and he lives in a country called Kyrgyzstan. Every Sabbath, boys and girls in Vitali's church are invited to listen to a children's story. After the story, the storyteller always asks, "Did any of you memorize a Bible verse this week?" Any child who memorized a verse gets to recite it for the whole church to hear. For the past year, 10-year-old Vitali has raised his hand and shared a Bible verse every Sabbath. Why do you think he memorizes a Bible verse each week? When a friend asked him, Vitali smiled shyly and said, "I memorize verses as a gift to God." You see, the Sabbath school teacher always reminds Vitali and the other children of something important. She says, "Every day, God gives us many gifts. What gift do you have for God today?" God has given Vitali many gifts. He lives with his loving grandparents. He has a home and a warm bed. He goes to a good school. He has food to eat. But Vitali didn't have any money or toys to give his gifts to God. He wondered for a long time, what gift can I give to God? Then Vitali thought about how well he can remember things. He decided to memorize a verse from the Bible every week. His Sabbath school teacher said this would be a wonderful gift for God. He isn't nervous anymore when he stands up in front at church because he does it every week. Vitali is one of 6 children in Kyrgyzstan who go to church every Sabbath, even though no one else in their families is an Adventist. The children stand outside their homes on Sabbath mornings and wait for the Sabbath school teacher to pick them up in her car. After church, she drives them home. These children like church so much that they go every week no matter what. When it snows a lot and other children stay in their warm homes, Vitali and the others go to church. When the weather is warm and the other children play outside, they still go to church. The pastor is glad that they're so faithful about spending Sabbath with God. In fact, little Vitali loves church so much that he told his older brother about it, and now he goes to church too. Vitali is in the 4th grade at Heritage Christian School in Kyrgyzstan. He loves his school because he gets to learn about God every day. Part of this quarter's 13 Sabbath offerings will help Heritage Christian School. Did you know that the school is named after a Bible verse? Psalm 127:3 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord." That means children are a special gift that God gives to parents. Please remember Heritage Christian School in your prayers and with your Sabbath School mission offerings.
Merry Christmas! There's this girl named Mary. She loved God and she loved to clean stuff up.
But one day, an angel appeared. Mary was so surprised and kind of scared.
But the angel said, "Don't be scared, you're going to have a baby."
And then Mary said, "How can I have a baby? I'm not married."
But the angel said,
"It's all right.
the baby will be God's son, Jesus."
Mary was supposed to marry a guy named Joseph.
She said to him, "Look, I'm gonna have a baby."
Joseph was pretty surprised too.
Because he didn't know how to be a dad. But he wanted to take good care of the mom and the baby.
Right before the baby was going to be born,
Joseph and Mary had to go on a long trip to a town called Bethlehem.
but it was okay.
Because Joseph made sure that Mary didn't have to walk by herself.
But when they got to Bethlehem,
It was so full of people. Nobody had roof on them.
They tried one place.
We didn't get other place.
at the last place, the guy started to say no.
Then he said, "Wait, I got a place for you out back."
But you gotta be okay with animals.
There weren't even any beds.
But it was nice and warm. When Mary had Jesus
They wrapped them in cloth.
and put them in the animal's food dish.
No one else knew about Jesus yet.
But there were some shepherds just outside of town.
And some angels showed up.
The shepherds were like, "Oh no, what's happening?"
But the angel said, "Don't be scared.
I have something really, really awesome to tell you.
God's son Jesus has been born.
He's in Bethlehem. He's all wrapped up in a blanket."
The shepherds were super excited.
So they got everyone together and ran to find Jesus.
They were really glad when they found the right place.
They were like, "Is this where Jesus is?" And Mary let them come in.
And they even got to hold and cuddle the baby.
Sometime later, some kings were living far away from baby Jesus.
But God sent them a special star.
The kings followed the special star a long way.
A really long way. A really, really long way.
The star showed the kings right where Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus were.
They even brought special presents for baby Jesus.
Then everybody had a big party.
Because they were so glad that God sent baby Jesus.
That night was the best night ever.
It was the best night ever.
It was the best night ever! It was the best night ever.
Hi everyone, it's Aunt Fernita. Today's story is called Gifts for Baby Jesus. The memory verse is from Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "They saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him." Today's message is we worship Jesus when we give gifts to him. Do you like to get presents? I do. A long time ago, some men gave special gifts to Jesus. I see it. I see it. The man looking into the night sky was suddenly very excited. What do you think? He asked the men who were with him. It could be the sign we've been looking for, answered one of his friends. Together, the men talked about the new star they had been studying. These men were magi, men known in their country as honest and wise. Although they were not Jews, they had studied the Hebrew scriptures and learned about a special star. That star meant it was time for the Messiah to be born. So when the bright new star appeared in the night sky, they rejoiced. They were sure it was the sign of the Messiah, the Savior. After much discussion, some of these wise men decided to follow the star. Traveling at night to keep the star in sight, the men journeyed for many days. They kept studying the scriptures as they went, and God's Holy Spirit guided them. After many weeks of travel, the star stopped over Jerusalem. The wise men expected to find everyone talking about the birth of their new king. "Where is he who was born King of the Jews?" they asked. "We have seen his star and have come to worship him." But strangely, no one seemed to know anything about it. Before long, King Herod heard about the strangers and their questions. He wanted to know more, so he sent for them. "Sir, can you direct us to the Jewish king who has been born?" asked one of the men. "We have come to worship him." Now Herod knew that he was not well liked by his subjects. The idea of a new king made him angry and jealous. But he pretended to be interested so he could find out more. Before answering the men from the east, Herod questioned the Jewish priests and scribes. They reported that Scripture said the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. Herod then told the wise men, "Go to Bethlehem and search for the child, and when you find him, come and tell me. I want to worship him too." Soon the wise men arrived in Bethlehem. There they found the place where the little family was staying, but no royal guard stood nearby. There was nothing at all to show the world that this child was special. They wondered, can this be the Messiah we have looked for? At first, it didn't seem possible. But when the wise men saw the baby, they knew. This Jesus truly was the Savior, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they gave him their costly gifts to Mary and Joseph, gold and frankincense and myrrh. Soon it was time to leave. The Magi planned to go back to Jerusalem to share their good news with Herod. But in a dream, God told them not to go there. Wicked Herod really wanted to harm the baby, not worship him. So they went home another way. We can worship Jesus just as the wise man did. We can give him our time and our talents. We can give gifts of money and other things. But most of all, we can give him our hearts. What will your special gift of worship be for Jesus?
Created and produced by Falvo Fowler. This podcast is read by Franita Buddy Fullwood for Gracelink.net. Animation and artwork by Giogo Godoy. Audio is post-produced by Faith To at Studio El Piso in Singapore. The theme music is by Clayton Kinney. The audio engineer was Maurice Bailey.
You ready? You ready to make some crafts with me today? Hey everyone, it's Miss Jessica and Nia. Apparently she's gonna come join me. She's curious about what's in these goodie bags. And today I want to guide you through the crafts that you probably received in your gift box that we dropped off this past week before Christmas. If you're a member of our church and you registered for VBS and came to VBS back in July when we did it virtually, you received the gift box. If you didn't, you can still join us, definitely. You'll need glue. Everybody will need glue. And if you don't have this bag, you can definitely get some construction paper. You can get anything you have in your home with your parents' permission that is craft. So glitter, stickers, that's kind of what's in here. Also, in the gift box, for those who got it, we had this special bag too. You probably figured out. S'mores. So we got the perfect combination of the graham cracker, the chocolate, and the marshmallow, and you just have to ask your parents' permission to roast those marshmallows so that then you can make that s'mores sandwich. But if you don't like s'mores, then you can still make hot chocolate with marshmallows and some crackers on the sides. All you have to do is have your parents' permission to heat up some water or your favorite milk. Make sure it's really hot. Then you put some of these parts of chocolate in there and you start stirring it, and it's gonna melt so good. And then you add the marshmallows on the top, and it's gonna be so delicious. And then you have crackers on the side. So there's another option if you don't like the s'mores. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope all of you had a very good Christmas and that you're enjoying your holiday break. We're gonna get started with these crafts. So go ahead and dump everything out from your baggie. And today I will be showing you how to do all 4 of them. All of you got 2 of one of these. So you maybe got, probably got a tree and a snowflake, or you got a present and a wreath, or all of you got 2. I'm showing you all 4, but like I said, if you don't have this, you can still draw these out at home and cut them out and decorate it the best you can with what you got. So here we go. We're gonna start off with, let's start out with the snowflake. And for this, remember, you're gonna need glue for most of these. For the snowflake, because it's so glittery, I'm using here my little guide. You can use any of these little sequins. Those are the little round plastic shiny things. They come in different colors, so you can, however you wish, you can glue them on the foam part. And all of these are ornaments or decorations that you can hang. My glue is stuck. Oh, it still works. Okay. I'm gonna start to glue this. Now, did you guys know, if you've ever been able to see snowflakes up close, I know it doesn't snow much down here where we all live at, but when it has snowed, or at least sprinkled a little bit, let's see what the glue smells like. Yeah. They all come in different shapes. Every snowflake is unique. There is not one snowflake that is exactly like the other snowflake. And I think that is amazing, because when you see all these snowflakes put together, you get snow on the ground, or you can make a snowball, and it always looks so beautiful when it falls. And I think that is just like how we are. We are all so uniquely different. And God loves all of us exactly the same. He doesn't love one more than the other. He loves all of us a lot. So much that he came down as a baby, right? That's what Christmas is about. And he was born as a baby, and then he had to go through a lot of hard things in life as he was here as a man. And then he died on the cross for us, all of us. And just like snowflakes are beautiful when they work together, when they create snow and they fall, when we work together, our family or friends at school or in our neighborhood, really awesome things can happen when we get along. So let me show you here. I've glued my little sequins, and I had enough of the blue, but if I didn't, I would have chosen to have some red here and some silver, but whichever ones, I glued it there. And then for this one, if you have these cool little pom-poms, I don't know what else to call them, you can also add to it, and whatever else is in your bag, just go. Have at it. I'm gonna just make this one colorful. Put some glue. Just glue it on there. Nia's very curious right now about this craft. Alright, look at that. And then I have to be careful because it's still not dry. So there's my snowflake. We're gonna go on to the next one here. Let's do the tree next. Oh, hold on, you can't get up on there. There we go, thank you. All right, so for the next one, we will do the Christmas tree. Oh, in all of these, you probably noticed there is a hole in the middle. What you can do later on if you want is, if your parents have a picture of you or your family, or if you have a pet picture, you can cut it out to the size and just glue it so that it pops out. But if not, I'm not gonna do that because I don't have any pictures with me. Then you can leave it as it is, or you can even grab like another piece of paper, draw something on it, cut it out and put it there too. So that's why they all have holes, but that's optional. Moving on with the tree. The first thing I want to do is I want to find that star. If you have the tree in your bag, you should find a star that's glittery, sparkly, gold and yellow. And guess where it goes? Right on the star. Now don't cover that hole. There's a hole there. That hole will be for the string later on when we're done with all of these, so that you can stick it through and then it hangs really cool. All of them have a hole, if you noticed. So then with the Christmas tree, what's really cool is that you can really add whatever you want to it. You maybe have candy cane shapes. Can't say that well today. You can add some of the pom-poms. I think I'm gonna start with that. You can add some of these little peppermint looking shapes. You can add stars. It's really whatever you want, because Christmas tree, if you have one at your home or you've seen it, you just put whatever you'd like that will look good on it. So we're just gonna put all of these. I'm even gonna add some of the sequins, however you say it, just to make it extra colorful. And if you have a glue stick, that works too. This is the one I have at home. But we'll continue with that. And once you feel like you're done with the Christmas tree, then do the next one you have. If you haven't started on it yet, I'm gonna add one of, let's see, the star. If you have this one, I don't know exactly. Oop, that one fell. I'll use a different one. Have an extra one. I'm just gonna add an extra little star, a little baby star on top of the other star. And there's my tree. I put the star, but then I just put a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna put that aside. Now we're gonna go on to the next one. Let's do the wreath. I'm kind of saving the hardest one last. You'll see why. But let's do the wreath. We're gonna start off with the bow that goes with the wreath. And this bow will perfectly fit like that. And it's a sticker. So you notice at the back it's white and it has like a paper. Go ahead, stick that off. And peel it off, and then you can stick it. Ta-da! And now, if you've seen these wreaths before, they're usually made out of fake grass or tree, or they're made out of real tree and it smells really good, like pine tree. Just decorate it with all the beautiful different things. I kind of want to make mine a little bit to match, so I'm using these little peppermint looking things. And I'm going to decorate mine around. But you choose how you want to decorate yours. So, how has everyone been during this break? Have you guys enjoyed it? It was really nice to see some of you outside your front door as we dropped off these different gifts. And some of you got to see Nia. She's still here. She's just hanging out with me today. There's that. Can you guys believe that it's almost 2021? It's kind of crazy to think that our year is over, that we're finishing it up. I'm adding these. These are like the little peel-offs if you have them. If you don't have them, use all these other things. There's so much to use for this. This one is a fun one, just like the tree, because you get to just go at it. I'm gonna add more of these silver sequins. And if you have more crafts at home, like you wanna use on it, like you have these special stickers or glitter, you can add it. It's yours. It's yours to keep. It's yours to share if you wanna give it to a neighbor or a friend when you go back to classes or that you see somewhere. So there's mine. I'm gonna leave it like this. So you keep decorating however you want if you have the wreath. Now for the final one, we have the present. But she was looking at me. For the final one, we are going to do the present or the gift box. And this one's a little different because it has these extra things like this. You probably are wondering, like, what is all these shapes that are green? And you probably notice that they're also like stickers that you peel off. Well, these are the parts of the gift that go on the pink parts. So I'm going to show you by using this one. So you notice you have one that's more triangular and one that is more round. I'm going to start with the really, really triangle one. That one is going to go over here. It just makes it look way cooler. Or like, just makes it give it more color to it rather than just having pink and red. And then the other one, the circular looking or the round looking triangle, is going to go the other one. So it's kind of like a puzzle piece where they fit in those little red lines. Then you have three more things. You have this one, and this one. Just like this, we want to fit it into the shape. So I'm going to start with the easy one. See this little square looking thing? It goes at the bottom of the gift, right in that gap. So I'm going to peel it off and put it here. And for some reason, if you lose these or if I accidentally forgot to put this and you have the gift, I'm really sorry. You can just leave it like it is. Or you can get a marker and color it in if you want. This is all just for you, so it's okay if you don't have all the parts. So this little green one, I looked at which one matched, and as you can see, that one matches here, and this one that has a more of this piece of a circle, it goes here. So it's kind of like a puzzle, like I said. You want to match the correct size to where it goes if you have these. So I'm going to carefully do it here too. And then when you're done, it looks something like this. You have the triangle ones, the little loops that have the piece of the circle, and then you have the little square looking one at the bottom. And then the rest of it, you can leave it like it is, or you can decorate it. So I have these little circle, sparkle shapes that are foam. I haven't used them, so I kind of want to use them for this one. And I have different shapes. Some of them are even like half of a circle. That just means that I can put those on the edge like this. See that? And it just makes it look different. I might continue to add this. I hope that you all have a really good start of your school year when we have to come back. I know it's gonna feel like, oh, I have to go to school again, or maybe it's still virtual and you're like, oh man, I have to keep doing this. But God does promise us in the Bible that He will give us the strength that we need. There's a Bible verse that says that those who wait patiently on God or on the Lord, that God will renew your strength, and you will run and you will not get tired, and you will soar and not be weary. And I think that's such a beautiful Bible verse, because we all know what it's like to be tired, right? I'm sure all of you have experienced being tired, whether it's physically or just emotionally. You're just like, blah, I don't feel like doing this right now. But God promises that He will give us the strength we need when we wait on Him. Kind of like all of you probably had to wait to open your Christmas presents or birthday presents or any kind of present. You have to wait for a while, and you see the present there and you really want to open it. And finally the day comes. I know I get excited when the day finally comes. I get to open it, and we get either what we wanted, or we get something even better, or we get these other cool things that we didn't ask for, but it's a gift, so it's so special because somebody thought of us to give us that. Same thing comes with God. When we wait on Him, He will give us really amazing things in life. And He will give us the strength that we need when we ask and when we wait. So I'm going to finish here. I'm just adding all these things that are in the box and inside the baggie. And then I'll show you what I did. This one came out really sparkly. So there's my gift with the bows, and then with all these random things that I had in the bag. Now for the final thing, you may need a help from an adult. All of the wreaths or all of the foam shapes have a little place for a hole. You just have to find it. I hope that focused in well. You have to just use your fingers to poke it out, or a pencil. But these are coming out really easily with my fingers, see? And the snowflake is a little harder to tell. You just have to find the one that has a little looking hole shape, and then you can pop it out. The wreath is at the top from the opposite side of the bow. Pop it out with my fingers. If you can't do it, ask for help with pleats, right? I want to be nice. And then we have string. Should all have red string. And if you don't, you can get any kind of string. It doesn't have to be this kind. And then you're going to carefully, if you have one string, cut it in half. As you can see, mine's too long. But you're going to cut it in half and loop it through the one you want to hang. If you don't want to hang it, then you don't have to. You can use it to place somewhere. And when you're done, it's going to look something like this for each one. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this craft activity with me, along with all the other stories in this video. I hope you enjoy your s'mores or your hot chocolate. Remember, hot chocolate with crackers on the side. I hope that you keep enjoying your break and really, really, really enjoy it with your family that you have in your house, so that when 2021 comes around and you go back to school, you can have the energy that you need, and you can feel and be ready for a new school year, a new year with God, with your family. And remember that God made us all unique, just like each snowflake. And that He gave us the gift of salvation, where we can learn about Him, we can grow with Him like a tree grows, and we can learn to love one another. And that at any moment, if you see someone in need, or you feel like, hey, I want to share this with someone, or I want to tell them some kind words I think that would help them out, or just give them a smile, that you can, with God's help, share whatever that is that you feel that you need to share. And remember, those who seek or look for God, they will have renewed strength. They will have things like running without growing weary. And it's not really like physically running, but running. As in, you have a goal that you want to do, and you want to reach, and God's going to help you with it when you ask Him and when you look for Him. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in 2021.